Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that feels like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, but it's happening right now in labs all around the world. We're talking about ancient DNA, and how scientists are using it to unlock the secrets of humanity's deadliest disasters. What if I told you that the answers to preventing the next pandemic might be hidden in the bones of people who lived and died centuries ago? Imagine this. A team of archaeologists carefully excavates a medieval plague pit. The scene is grim, a mass grave filled with the victims of a devastating outbreak. For centuries, these remains held their secrets. But now, thanks to incredible leaps in technology, scientists can extract tiny, fragmented strands of DNA. This isn't just human DNA. They're also finding the genetic blueprints of the very pathogens that caused these historical catastrophes. It's a field called paleogenomics, and it's completely changing our understanding of disease. By sequencing the DNA of ancient bacteria and viruses like Yersinia pestis, the culprit behind the Black Death, we can essentially travel back in time. We can see exactly how these germs evolved, how they spread, and why they were so unbelievably deadly. Think about the Black Death. It wiped out an estimated 30 to 50% of Europe's population in the 14th century. For a long time, historians and scientists debated its true cause. But by analyzing DNA from the teeth of plague victims found in London, researchers confirmed without a doubt that Yersinia pestis was the killer. This was a game changer. It solved a centuries-old mystery and gave us a direct genetic link to the pathogen. But it gets even more fascinating. Scientists aren't just identifying these ancient killers, they're comparing them to their modern-day descendants. We've learned that the strain of Yersinia pestis from the Black Death is different from the strains that cause bubonic plague today. By pinpointing those genetic differences, we can understand what made the historical version so uniquely virulent. Did it have specific genes that allowed it to spread more easily or to be more lethal? These are the clues that can help us predict how current diseases might evolve. And it's not just the Black Death. Researchers are applying these same techniques to other major historical epidemics. Take the plague of Justinian in the 6th century, another massive pandemic that crippled the Byzantine Empire. DNA analysis has shown that it was also caused by a now extinct strain of Yersinia pestis, completely distinct from the one that caused the Black Death centuries later. This tells us that the plague wasn't a single long-running event. Instead, different strains of the same bacterium emerged from animal reservoirs to cause devastating pandemics at different points in history. This is a crucial lesson. The threat can re-emerge from nature, time and time again, but in new forms. Let's move forward in time to the Americas and the catastrophic epidemics that followed European contact. Diseases like smallpox and measles swept through indigenous populations who had no prior immunity. The death toll was staggering, one of the greatest demographic disasters in human history. While the smallpox virus is now eradicated in the wild, studying ancient DNA could potentially give us insights into other viruses from that era. By analyzing the remains of victims, scientists hope to identify the specific strains involved and understand the full scope of the biological catastrophe. So, why does all this ancient history matter for us? Right here, right now. Because every ancient pathogen we sequence is like a chapter in the evolutionary playbook of disease. It shows us the tricks and strategies that germs have used to outsmart our immune systems for millennia. This information is invaluable for modern medicine and public health. By understanding how past pandemics unfolded, we can build better models to predict how future ones might behave. For example, by studying the genetic mutations that made an ancient plague strain more transmissible, we can be on the lookout for similar mutations in diseases we're monitoring today. It's like having a threat intelligence report written by history itself. Furthermore, we're not just studying the germs, we're also studying the human DNA from these historical sites. This allows us to ask a different, equally important question. Why did some people survive when so many others died? Were they just lucky, or did they have a genetic advantage? Early research is already showing that certain immune system genes appear more frequently in the descendants of populations that survived major plagues. It seems that these pandemics acted as powerful events of natural selection, shaping our very own DNA. Discovering these protective genes could be revolutionary for developing new therapies and vaccines. If we can identify the specific genetic traits that helped our ancestors fight off the Black Death, perhaps we can mimic that protective effect with modern medicine to help us fight off new threats. It's a bridge connecting our evolutionary past to our medical future. Now, you might be thinking, is it safe to be resurrecting the genetic codes of these ancient superbugs? It's a valid concern. But scientists aren't bringing these pathogens back to life. They are working with digital sequences, computer code, or with non-infectious fragments of DNA. The ethical and safety protocols in this field are incredibly strict, ensuring this research is done responsibly to help humanity, not endanger it. The work of these paleogenomic detectives is a powerful warning. It shows us that pandemics are not a new phenomenon. They are a recurring feature of human history. The past teaches us that pathogens are constantly evolving, and the next major threat could emerge from unexpected places, just as it did for our ancestors. But unlike them, we have a remarkable new tool. We have the ability to read the stories hidden in ancient DNA. This isn't just about morbid curiosity, it's about preparation. The knowledge we gain from these ancient bones and teeth gives us a unique advantage in the ongoing battle between humanity and infectious disease. It helps us anticipate, prepare for, and, hopefully, prevent the great disasters of the future from ever happening. So, the next time you hear about an archaeological dig, remember it might be more than just uncovering old pots and tools. It could be a front line in our global defense against the next pandemic. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into the past to protect our future. If you found this as fascinating as I did, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next exploration. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Stay curious, and I'll see you in the next video.